Hi guys, this is Allison from Alleycat Creations. How are you? Please don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe if you like the content on this channel. And if you get anything from this amazing work that I do, a connected dot, an epiphany, a mind explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, artwork that's stuck to my easel to create. Please consider supporting my work. All the links are going to be at the bottom of the description. I got epoxy on my hand, of course. Alleycatcreations211 is where you could see.com. Alleycatcreations211.com is my website. So I did I'm looking at fine-tuning my skulls. So I have the patriotic stuff incoming. I have pyramids, different types of pyramids. Patriotic skulls incoming, floral skulls, business card holders, and all kinds of awesome stuff, including paintings, paint and sip paintings, the load of pyramids on the floor. I have a lot of stuff on there, so go check it out. And if you're interested in anything that's there, please contact me to see if it's available, if I have sold it. And emailing is how I do and go by everything. So please, if you're interested, hi. 3D memberships is a great way to support this channel. It gets you access to channel member only content, which I only have one tier. One tier. Simple. And you get free oracle readings. It's literally just for the collective. So you pop it on and I do a whole almost an hour, depending on the day, of reading a ton of my cards and hoping that it helps guide you through this journey of life. Also, I do giveaways and raffles. So I have a raffle incoming. I don't know what I'm going to raffle off just yet, but whatever it is that I'm going to raffle, channel members get a free entry into the raffle. And I think just about everybody besides two people that paid got won something. And I have first, second, and third place. I make candles and I give away a lot of things. So it's a nice way to give back to everybody that does help me and yeah. So we're going to read Oahspe, My Ridiculous Butt. Didn't realize that this is a very short chapter. But then the next portion of this is the Book of Judgment. And I did not read the entirety of this thing. I only read portions of it. So I'm going to reread it again so that it makes sense. It was like the very first chapter I read, I think. And it wasn't even the chapter by chapter. It was just whatever I felt fancied full to read. So I'm going to redo it. We still got a ways to go in this book, but it's really we're getting a home stretch in a sense. I am looking for something to keep me on track. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna reset my camera. So this is the finale of the book of Daughter of Jehovah. Ascent of the Ethereal Host, chapter 21. Said, God, Jehovah's son, was relieved of his arduous toils over the earth and her heavens, and his successor and the Lord's were duly crowned. Then the chieftainess, the high gods and goddesses from the Ethereal heavens, prepared for the marriage of Jehovah's brides and bridegrooms. And God and his lords and high officers called in all heavenly grades prepared for the third resurrection. And there were in all 27,000 million brides and bridegrooms. Besides these, there were in paradise to witness the ceremonies more than 30,000 million angels of lower grades. So accordingly, the ceremonies were accomplished in the usual form, and the brides and bridegrooms were conducted in the Aravanzas. Just going to say it that way, of which there were 11 in number. Then went in the Etherian hosts who had brought forth the birth of Cosman, and after them God and his lords and high officers. In the meantime, the Issuers and trumpeters, 2,000 million, chanted and played before the hosts in glory in Jehovah. After that, the chiefness gave the signal for the ascent, and with one voice the mighty host said, Arise. To thee, Jehovah, nearer and nearer to thee, thou Almighty. And the fire ship started upward, turning and rising. With more than 40,000 million angels aboard, rose the Alvangas above the pillars of fire, above the throne of God, higher and higher, turned and rose the ships of the hosts of Jehovah. And the angels arising and the angels below clapped their hands and shouted in glee and exulted glory because of the overwhelming scene. Thus rose up and departed to the higher heavens those thousands and millions of worshippers of the Creator who had witnessed the birth of the Cosmon era for the angels and mortals of this world. And that ends this book in this chapter. Fun times. And next we're going to read the Book of Judgment. Being the grades and rates of mortals and angels in the light of God, as the word came to Daugher of Jehovih. Chapter 1. These are the words of judgment by the will of God, Jehovah's Son, as rendered by S, for the resurrection of man. Hear the words of thy God, O man. I am thy elder brother of tens of thousands of years' experience. Prophet thou in my wisdom and learn the discourse of thy God. Jehovah, creator of all things, spake to me, thy God, saying, Give ear unto me, O God, my ambassador of the earth and her heavens, for this thy season. Obey my mandates and teach mortals and the angels of thy lower heavens to know me, to rejoice in my creations. The time is now come when the light of thy inspiration and thy angels shall extend around the whole earth and in her heavens also. In all former cycles, my gods had to deal with separate divisions of the earth. My revelations were unto each for a special time, which is now at hand. I have prepared this land untrammeled with gods and saviors and lords, enforced by the sword, so that my revelations of this day shall be published and not suppressed. And thou shalt reveal to mortals the plan of my worlds, and as to who thou art, and the method of thy inspiration and dominion on the earth and her heavenly kingdoms. Thou shalt keep open the gates of heaven for a season, and the spirits of the dead shall commune with mortals, good and evil, wise and foolish. And mortals shall see them and talk with them face to face, and they shall recognize their own kin, sons and daughters, fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters, the dead and the living. And the angels shall demonstrate the solidity of corporeal things and the capacity of one solid to pass through another solid uninjured. Yeah, the angels shall bring from great distances heavenly substances and cast them down in the presence of mortals, and shall see these things done and testify thereto. And man shall understand that even as plants and trees and fish and serpents can be welded by my angels, so also can virus and pestilence be carried by angels of darkness to cast mortals in death. And thou shalt suffer evil spirits and all manner of drujas and vampires and engrafters to come and manifest unto mortals, that they may know whereof my revelations unfold the matters of earth and heaven. For man shall understand what I mean by the words, as ye live on earth, so shall ye reap in heaven. And thou shalt suffer to fall in darkness such mortals as consult the angels in regard to riches, or to marriage, or to self, or for curiosity, or frivolity, or for anything of the earth, nature for profit's sake. They shall prosper for a season, but end in being confronted with folly and falsehood. And whoso asketh for the spirits of great men, suffer ye him to be deceived by druges and all manner of lying spirits. And whoso asketh of the sagris for great men, or for Moses, or Jesus, or Christ, or for any well-known name, as applied to ancient times, suffer him to be answered by evil spirits and deceivers. Whoso desireth the angels for profit's sake, and he have power in Sargris, give unto him a band of Jujas and vampires, and give them great power in signs and miracles. And whoso consulteth the angels without regard to becoming a better man himself, suffer him also to become captive to lying spirits. And to all men that feed on fish or flesh, suffer thou vampires to inhabit them. And to such as drink to drunkenness and smoke or take narcotics. How do they know about that? Suffer thou fetals and engrafters to come upon them. And in family whose heirs are born from parents wed for earthly consideration, suffer thou spirits of obsession to enter and drive them mad. For they shall be made to know the meaning of the word hell as applied to the lower heavens. And to whomsoever worship gods or saviors because of miracles, give thou them plentiful of miracles and signs through unclean spirits, through mortal sargris, mediums, or low grade. Yea, thou shalt let spirits of darkness assume to be these very gods, the mortals may be made to know what manner of evil spirits dwell in their churches and temples. And to the rich man who maketh pretense to righteousness, but who doth not toward the poor as to himself, give thou him a host of spirits of hypocrisy and lying, that he may realize the company he is preparing his own spirit for in heaven. Give thou signs and miracles to the unclean seer as well as to the clean, to the liar and deceiver as well as to the truthful man. For I will destroy the worship of all gods and lords and saviors on the ground of miracles. And thou shalt take great liars and give them lying spirits to speak through them by inspiration and an entrancement. And these spirits shall profess the names of great persons long since dead, and they shall manifest great oratory and wisdom and truth, but nevertheless their preaching shall be of little avail for righteousness' sake, for good works. And their applauding audiences will not contribute to the poor, nor found any improvement on the doctrines of the ancients. For the spirits who speak through them shall be the first resurrection, and no, not me, nor the higher kingdoms. Verily shall they be of the same order as the spirits who ministered in the churches and temples, being such spirits as have not yet been delivered upon the earth. And some shall say, Hear thou me, for I am God. Some shall say, Hear thou me, for I am the Lord. Some shall say, Hear thou me, for I am Jehovah. And others shall profess the names of mortals who had great power on the earth. Suffer thou them to do these things. For I will make man understand that he shall accept nothing from angels or men because of the name professed, on the merit only of wisdom and truth and such good doctrines as raised men up out of the darkness and poverty and crime, shall they accept either spoken or written words. And they shall try to organize to carry out good works, but they shall fail. For many will desire to be leaders, being under the influence of selfish considerations, desiring the applause of men. And they will profess freedom, but they will not pledge themselves to any sacrifice, either of money or opinion for the sake of the good public. And little good shall come out of their works, and even less peace of soul shall come upon them, for they shall dispute and quarrel, being divided in all their ideas and philosophies and sentiments, and in their understanding of my kingdoms. For by these means shalt thou show them they are under the inspiration and the unorganized world, and of spirits who have not yet entered into my resurrections, which I create for them. But in the time of the light of my revelations, thou shalt rise up a few here and there, capable of the all light. And these thou shalt cause to form a base for my kingdom on earth. And they shall forswear all gods and lords and saviors, but profess me, the great Spirit Jehovah. And they shall pledge themselves unto one another in fullness as brothers and sisters, holding their possessions, in common, to live for the sake of perfecting themselves and others in spirit and for good works. They shall eat not fish nor flesh or any creature that breatheth the breath of life, and keep the seventh day as a day of communion, and me and my angel hosts, with rites and ceremonies explanatory of all the doctrines in the world, practicing good for evil, non-resistant to persecution and abuse, and abjure war, even if necessary, by submitting to death rather than take a part in therein. And they shall become an organic body in communities of tens and twenties and hundreds and thousands. But they shall have no leaders, only their Creator, but be organic for sake of good works. But they shall not go about preaching for sinners to go to repentance, nor shall preaching for charity to the poor, but they shall go themselves about gathering up sinners and the poor and helpers and orphans, and bring them into comfortable homes, teaching them how to live, to be a glory unto me in my kingdoms. To such persons shall my angels from the second resurrection come and minister in my name for the joy of the earth. And when such people die, they shall be received into the second resurrection, escaping the first. Neither shall any other people in all the world escape the place of the first resurrection. Be thy kings, queens, beggars, Brahmins, or Buddhists, or Christians, or Mohammedans, or any other pretenders, in heaven or earth. Behold, the day of preaching and professions is at end. I have practice only. Whoso is not in my organic kingdoms on earth shall go into my inorganic kingdoms in heaven. Like unto like created I the heavens and earth and all things therein. Quite interesting. Chapter 2. God, ambassador of Jehovah, saith, He shall assemble for the communion of angels regularly and maintain intercourse with them. For in no other way can ye demonstrate the continued life of the Spirit, doing this in the name of Jehovah and for spiritual light in regard to spiritual things. Whoso consulteth the spirits for earthly things shall fall in darkness. But when ye assemble, let no man nor spirit be as a spectator to others, but as all men labor in the field to gather the harvest, so shall all members in the assembly by prayer or by music contribute a glory unto the Father. Remembering that the humblest prayer, even with weak words, if given with a full heart, is as strong unto Jehovah as the best oratory. From all men the Spirit shall pour forth unto the Father in praise, according to what hath been created unto it. Neither is more required of any man, but this shall happen unto many, learning to speak by entrancement or by inspection. They shall imagine themselves controlled by certain angels, when in fact it is only their own spirit, eliminated from the corporeal senses. Others, being influenced, shall imagine it is themselves and not an angel, whereas it is an angel speaking through them. Thus was the case of Caillou. Both are good and shall be practiced. Let no man concern himself as to whether it be the spirit of himself or an angel, for it is only the subject uttered which is of value. In this day all things shall stand on their own merit and not as a supposed authority. And let not him who speaketh with his own word, with his own spirit, judge others to be the same, nor yet the reverse of this, for no two in all the world are alike. To them that have not experienced elimination of the spirit self from the corporeal self, trance, all speech is believed to be of the corporeal senses only, or of a diseased condition. Such men are not to be blamed for their interpretations, rather shall ye pity them, and not answer them. For many such, even after death, will not admit they are dead, because of the darkness upon them. It is wiser for the spiritual minded to keep to themselves, especially when communing with Jehovah and his angels. For a greater wonder than these will follow. Some will enter the trance of the first resurrection and go in spirit out of the body, but only subjectively. Others will enter the trance of the second resurrection and go in spirit out of bodies objectively. And the first shall not believe, but the second was like himself, going only subjectively. Not two men in all the world have I created alike, saith Jehovah. Even many after death are not capable of entering the second resurrection objectively. He that is subjective state speaketh and writeth from the earth, looking upward. He that cometh of the objective heavens speaketh and writeth as one come down from my kingdoms to the earth. Two conditions will manifest. Subjective spiritualists will affiliate with the world's people, being deniers of the ever-present person, and they will pursue earthly avocations for self's sake. But objective spiritualists will be faithless, believers in the ever-present person, Jehovah, whom they will worship not only in words, but by abjuring self and uniting themselves in brotherhoods, for sake of doing good unto others. These latter are the chosen people of the Father of the Cosmon era, and they will become supreme in all the world. These three peoples, the world's people, the believers, and the faithless, have been in all ages of the world. The latter only of them are all practiceth harmony and good works. Both of the others are resistants, quarrelers, and warriors, and disintegrators, and breaker-downers of all things. Yet the faithless have a faith in the all-person, shall ultimately possess the whole earth and make it a paradise of peace and love. As the first is bound in the flesh, and as the second is bound by the hadden spirits, so is the faithless bound unto Jehovah, which is emancipation. As the second came communed with the spirits of the first resurrection, so can the faithless commune with the Father through the second resurrection. Nevertheless, this shall happen. The second shall say, my angels are high, thine are low. Or they shall ask, how know ye your light is higher than ours? And the faithless shall answer them, saying, we know no high, no low. We give up all things in order to serve Jehovah by doing good works unto our fellows. And Jehovah shall judge betwixt them as to which is high or low, not by their words, but by their works. And the signs of the good works in self-abnegation shall be as a witness before the world, whence cometh the inspiration of each. Let no man say that only seers and prophets and such persons as work signs and miracles are under the influence of spirits. For even as much as these, so are other mortals under the dominion of spirits. Yeah, the infidel, the disbeliever, the philosopher, the lawyer, the judge, the preacher, and the fanatic, and all others are more controlled by the spirits of the dead than by their own personal spirit. And the more a man's spirit is wrapped up in his own corporeality, the more he is subject to vampires and spirits of darkness. Neither knoweth the philosopher whether his ideas come from Jehovah or from the spirits of the dead. Whosoever hath witnessed the knoweth of a truth, that he hath seen the spirits of the dead, that knowledge is impregnable. And whoso hath entered the second resurrection, even through immortality, that knowledge is impregnable. But whoso hath found the all person, this knowledge is greater than all, and none below him can judge him. Neither can any man obtain to this knowledge till he hath passed through the other two conditions. No man knoweth the Creator unless he hath proven the communion of spirits. Neither can any man rise to the second resurrection till he hath arisen to faith in the all one Jehovah. Sorry, guys. Neither shall the Brahmin, nor the Mohammedan, nor the Buddhist, the Christian, join in the second resurrection on earth or in heaven, for they have not the doctrine of unit. They are as a house divided against itself. Their colonies and communities shall fail in all cases. There shall be but one doctrine, which is Jehovah, the all-person who is ever present, with good works done unto others, with all of one's wisdom and strength. And this shall prevail but the young, whom, as orphans and castaways, ye shall gather up in infancy, founding them in the light of Jehovah, teaching them from the start to sing and pray unto him in reverence and fear and joy, that he may be glorified in their purity and good works. And they shall grow up of all nationalities and races, knowing not, this is mine, or that is mine, or that is thine, but understanding that they own nothing and that all is Jehovah's. Quite interesting there. Chapter 3, the judgment upon the Brahmins, the Buddhists, the Christians, the Mohammedans, the Confucians, the Jews, and all their peoples on earth in the words of God. We'll see. Think not, O man, that I am insufficient to the times and seasons, or say thou that God spake in the dark days of the earth, but latterly holdeth his tongue. Behold, I am the elder brother, even as a captain of the earth in her heavens for a season. As I am, even so were my predecessors in the time of the ancients, ambassadors of the Most High Jehovah, whose power and wisdom are given unto me, even after the same manner as are the earthly kingdoms governed and disciplined, whereby order may contribute to the resurrection of all of his created beings. First, I charge thee with whoso saith God, God calleth in vain. I am not come to establish, but to abolish all gods and lords and saviors amongst mortals. For what is a past is past. But whosoever henceforth heareth my word and the decree of my commandment, and continueth to make an idol of any name, save the spirit, blasphemeth against his Creator. But whoso crieth out in fullness of heart, saying, God, God, meaning thereby the ever-present, the Creator, is not a blasphemer before me. And whoso saith, Oahspe, meaning the ever-present, the Creator, is not a blasphemer before me. And whoso calleth any name in any language that signify the ever-present, the Creator, is not a blasphemer before me. But whoso saith Brahma, Brahma, signifying a god in figure and shape of a man, sitting on a throne in heaven, is a blasphemer against Jehovah, the ever-present, the Creator. And whoso saith Buddha, Buddha, signifying a god in figure and shape of a man sitting on a throne in heaven, is a blasphemer against Jehovah, the ever-present, the Creator. And whoso saith Christ, Christ, signifying a god in the figure and shape of a man sitting on a throne in heaven, is a blasphemer against Jehovah, the Creator, the all-person. And whoso calleth on the name of any other man or angel, worshipping such as a god, is an idolater in my sight. Nor do I judge them less idolatrous than though they worship stone idols or graven images. And whosoever saith deity, deity, and divinity, divinity, and divine law and natural law are adjudged in darkness. For I proclaim my heavens open and the way of understanding clear. Jehovah is ever present and doeth by virtue of his presence and not by any law. And whoso saith that which will lead men to believe he is not present, or that he hath gone away, leaving certain laws after him in his stead, the same is adjudged a blasphemer against Jehovah. And whoso saith, call thou on the Savior, or call thou on that Savior, or thy sins shall be forgiven thee, and in the hour of thy death, because thou hast so called on him, thou shalt ascend into a heavenly paradise, the same is a falsifier of my kingdoms and blasphemer against Jehovah. And whoso saith, come thou before the church and before the priests, and make prayers and confessions, and thou shalt be absolved and forgiven thy sins, the same are falsifiers of my kingdoms and blasphemers against Jehovah the Creator. Nor have I provided resurrection in this world, nor in my heavens above, save by good works done unto others, and this is serving Jehovah, the all-person, and not because of any worship or confession done before any of the idols on earth or in heaven. Nor is there any redemption in heaven to the Brahmins, nor to the Buddhists, nor to the Christians, because of their prayers and confessions. But wherein good works have resulted in affiliation and lifting the people up out of misery and crime, the same is adjudged to worship of the Great Spirit Jehovah. Wherein the Brahmins have suffered a people to fall from knowledge into ignorance, or from virtue into vice, my judgment is against them. Wherein the Buddhists have suffered a people to fall from knowledge into ignorance, or from virtue into vice, my judgment is against them. Wherein the Kayans have suffered a people to fall from knowledge into ignorance, or from virtue into vice, my judgment is against them. Wherein the Christians have suffered a people to fall from the knowledge into ignorance, or from vice and virtue, my judgment is against them. Wherein the Mohammedans have suffered a people to fall from knowledge into ignorance, or from virtue into vice, my judgment is against them. Where beggary and varancy and all manner of darkness have increased in any of the cities or countries of any of these idolaters, my judgment is against them. They shall not excuse themselves nor escape my judgment by saying, oh, the true Brahmin, or the true Buddhist, or the true Mohammedan have not fallen. These that fell were such as embraced not our doctrine in fullness of heart. Because my judgment is also against impotency. They have tried their respective religions hundreds of years, and they have not raised up one city of righteous people. Wherefore I have come to put these doctrines away and give them that which shall prove itself potent in all the world. That which I proclaim shall be proclaimed by the angels of the second resurrection unto all nations and peoples. My light is not to one people only, save to the righteous who serve the Creator by doing good unto all men. In my sight, the nations of the divisions of the earth are as one people only, brothers and sisters. I take from all of them their idols, their gods, but I give them a greater, even the Creator. I say to them, I suffered my children to have idols, but now that ye are men, put away your idols and accept Jehovah, who is the Creator of all. Nor shall any man more say, I worship the Brahmin principle, or the Buddhist principle, or the Kayun principle, or the Christ principle, or the Mohammedan principle, for all these have proved themselves to result in war and destruction. None of them have faith in Jehovah, but faith in the armies of soldiers and in their weapons of death. But I give unto all people one principle only, which is to serve Jehovah. This is broad enough for the redemption and resurrection of all men, and I will have none other. Seek thou, O men, to believe in the all-person who is ever present, whose eye is upon thee, whose ear heareth thee, for he is the all-one, who is the password of the highest of heavens. And thou mayest call on thy idol at the gates of my heavens, but the gates shall not open unto thee, for I will have no quarrel in my exaltation kingdom, my exalted kingdoms in heaven, as to gods and lords and saviors. till thou art washed clean of them, coming in spotless white, a servant of the Most High, thou canst not withstand the light of my kingdoms in heaven. But thou shalt return in spirit to the earth, and to abide in the church and temple of thy chosen God, wandering about in stubbornness of heart, a prey to Drudras and vampires and other angels of darkness. Have faith, O man, in him who created thee alive. About him there can be no mistake. Glorify him by righteous works, having faith that even as he brought thee into life, so will he provide unto thee according to thy just deserts. Interesting right there. I'm going to leave it there because we did end one section and start another, and it gets juicier. Just a little tidbit. I don't necessarily believe in all of this stuff, and I just want you to have an open mind and perspective about this paradigm that is being presented to you. It's something to open up your mind, so please take it with a grain of salt or take it as heart truth. Up to you. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. Be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, seed your truths, light the path forward. I will be live for Friday Night Live tomorrow. If I have electricity and everything is all good, we have storms incoming as they're starting now. It's probably why I'm ending a little earlier than normal. Be safe out there, be seen. I will be live tomorrow. Light the path forward, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.